Welcome back, ENT 110 students. Catherine Robertson here, your instructor. I'm going to go through, this is a week 2 intro video to the material, and I'm going to go through a few things to recap of week 1, and then talk to you a little bit about things for week 2. I know some of you are having Blackboard issues, and we are aware of that. There are some Blackboard issues on our end. I have been experiencing them as well. If you're in your courses and you click on items, PowerPoint, homework, any kind of attachments, and they are not coming up, you get redirected back to like a home page. This is an internal common problem. So let me know if that's happening. It's not happening to everybody. It happened to me a few times. I closed out my computer and then reloaded Chrome on, redid the browser, right? Brought it back up, and then I relogged into Blackboard and I fixed it one time, and then another time that didn't work. So I'm just trying to do some troubleshooting on my end to see what you guys are experiencing out there. So if you're unable to get, I do have the PowerPoints, I have homework, all the things you see, the links I can send you. Anything that you're not able to access on Blackboard from week 1 or week 2, please let me know and I can send those to you as an attachment directly to your email. All right, so now week 1, I'm just going to do a quick recap, was you looking through the syllabus, and I also had homework questions from chapters 1 and 2. Now those homework questions are short answer questions. I think a few of you maybe misinterpreted the questions, which is okay. And the questions that I did put a doc there, Word docs, you can write right on that and send that to me as well. That is the same way for week 2. So I have a short video there that introduces the week from week 1, the 2 PowerPoints, chapters 1 and 2, Steve Jobs, Tips for Success. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. The discussion, right? Talking about your background and your interest in entrepreneurship. I know some of you are maybe not thinking about starting a business right away, but thinking like an entrepreneur just gets that spirit going inside you and helps you start to see things out there, opportunities, niches that you might be able to jump into, right? Or maybe you will be helpful in discovering new items and be innovative for an employer that you work with, or maybe you partner with somebody, right? So thinking, in a way that you pick up on other avenues, or you pick up on other things that are happening or lack thereof, right? That's what we're working on this class, thinking like an entrepreneur, right? So I know some of you are nervous. I don't want to start a business, I've heard, or I don't have a plan, I'm not sure about, a product that I might want to do. It's not make or break. You're not going to lose a bunch of money by starting a plan that maybe didn't work. Really, in this course, in the ENT 110, we're just thinking about, what might be an option. And then we're going to take that and run with it throughout the class in our project, which I'll introduce you to the project, I think, next week. We have a lot of material we've been covering. So, but the project really for the class is going to be designing a shell or like an outline of a business plan for an idea that you have. So we're going to do some exercises that will allow you to start thinking outside thinking about what might be something that either folks you work with, folks that you know personally, students, something they might need, whether it's a service or a product, right? That we're lacking. And just listening to things that people say like, wow, I could really use this in my daily life, or this would really be a helpful service that we had here in Erie, right? So thinking about something, and this is supposed to be fun, right? Thinking about things that would make our lives better, right? Or people that their lives better. So start to think about an item for this week, or a service or a product that, if you were able to get funding for, what would you choose? And then you're going to kind of backtrack and think about, is there competition? If not, could there be competition in the near future, right? What's the longevity of the idea you have? Could your idea evolve? So just start thinking about something that you're interested in, right? Because if you're not interested, and you learned that in the Steve Jobs video, you won't be able to sustain, that work mode for a product that maybe you're not interested in. You really have to be interested in. So if you're interested in IT, be thinking about something IT related. If you're interested in something, maybe you're interested in cosmetology, and so you might want to start your own business or start a product, right? Come up with a product. So we're really just thinking like on a shell kind of like outline, like this might be something I see. This is why I see it. This is who my target market might be. So just start thinking about some of those things relative to maybe you want to expand on an idea that you already have. So just start thinking about those. If you have questions about the ideas or you're nervous, reach out to me and let me know, and I'll help point you in the right direction. All right, so for week 2, we are skipping chapter 3 for now on ethics. And we'll come back to that in a minute. So we're going to jump right into some entrepreneurial things in chapters 4 and 5. So, chapter 4 from your text, which hopefully you all are able to download the text, because I know that's an issue. I can send you the link. If not, I do have a physical book. You can order a physical book if you like. There aren't any in the library just yet, but if you are trying to find a used one, I can help you with that if you are not having any luck. All right, so looking at chapter 4, because we're going to skip chapter 3. Just a reminder, we're skipping chapter 3 and we're going right to 4. We did 1 and 2 the first week, and we are doing 4 and 5 this week. So chapter 4 of the text, creativity, innovation, and invention. So we're going to start talking about, how do we get creative, what leads to innovation, some tools that we might have, how creativity, innovation, and invention differ, right? Those are different components of new ideas, and developing different ideas. And how do we go about that? So this chapter starts off with those items in mind. And then chapter 5, which follows shortly after chapter 4. Chapter 4 is fairly short. Identifying, we're going to start jumping into how do you identify an entrepreneurial opportunity, right? And whether it's something local, or maybe it's something that would be, offered domestically here across the U.S. or regionally. Maybe it would be something that could be offered worldwide as a service or a product. So let's get into the mode of identifying entrepreneurial opportunity, and doing a little research as to something that might be a potential business, right? So start thinking about if you have interest in a new product or service that might help us, that might take off, how would you research that and see if it's even viable, right? If your idea is viable. And also then we're going to start talking about the SWOT analysis and other types of analyses in chapter 5 so that you can analyze the marketplace, right? Think about your own ideas, some of the strengths and weaknesses, that are internal to an idea you might have. And then also thinking about some of the opportunities and threats that could arise relative to what your idea might be. So if you don't have an idea just yet that you're interested in, that's okay, because we're going to still just talk about it from a theory standpoint here in the ENT 110 class. Now, I do have 2 videos for this section, or this week. So there is a video, lady talks, it's a TED Talk, it's a little bit longer, I think it's about 15-20 minutes, how to think like an entrepreneur. So that is a wonderful video for you to view this week. And also there's a short pep talk video, I think it's 3 minutes, that it's kind of funny, but it also just gets you thinking and reminds you that anybody can come up with a new idea, right? If you get yourself thinking like an entrepreneur. And so, where do you start? How do you get into that mode? So the pep talk video really is to get you in the mode of thinking like, I can do this. I could really start my own business, right? People do it all the time and they are successful. So how will you do that? So that's a short pep talk video. So for week 2, those are our items, right? There is there's chapters to read in the text 4 and 5, PowerPoint to review for 4 and 5, homework questions for 4 and 5, and then there are 2 videos relating more to chapter 5, but starting, how do you think like an entrepreneur, right? And then the pep talk is that you can do it yourself. So that is our chapter 4 and 5. Remember, skipping chapter 3. Week 2 is chapter 4 and 5. So as I review your discussion posts and get to know each, we have a pretty big class. I think we had 30, but I think we're down to 27 students with different ideas. So if you haven't posted in discussion, you need to get that up there so you get points in the board. In that discussion post for discussion 1. Week 3, we will start on our 2-part discussion relative to our ideas. So be thinking about some ideas. I have a few exercises for us to do that will basically get us up and running, when we're thinking about how we might find an idea locally or an opportunity. So remember, chapters 4 and 5, all of that is listed here under week 2. That is due next Monday, 9/5. I realize it's a holiday. If you run into issues submitting on time by Monday, 11:59 p.m., 9/5, FA22. Please reach out to me ahead of time so we can make arrangements so that you aren't docked any points. As always, reach out to me via text 814-490-6473 or email crobertson@ec3pa.org if you have questions. I hope you are enjoying summer still and also enjoying some of the material from this course.